Diversity and unity, it is now accepted among the historical scholars that in the decades before the collapse of America suffered from the sickness of racism and cultural identity. Everyone wanted to be seen as special. Every group had to be equal to or preferably better than its neighbors and fought to protect its special rights. If anyone has something that someone else wanted, they were painted as racist, sexist, elitist, or worse. This diverse, me-first attitude eventually tore the fabric of American culture apart and caused it to self-destruct in a fireball of competing ideologies, none of which truly recognized each other's validity. Diversity led inexorably to anarchy. Cyberpunk 2077 is arguably the most anticipated game coming out in the, 2020 season? Is it 2020 or is it 2019 still?
Oh, I can't wait for Cyberpunk 2077. What's this? What's this? John Wick? Oh, Keanu Reeves! Oh, yes. If I had two hands, I'd clap. Keanu Reeves! Spank me, Daddy.
And everybody who is seriously just a gamer is excited about it. It was the only thing that happened at E3 that I genuinely was like, oh, thank God. Thank God I have something to look forward to in this dark life of mine. That and Wasteland 3, dude. Can't wait for that shit. If you enjoyed Fallout 1 and 2 and Tactics or whatever, Wasteland's for you. But anyway, Cyberpunk 2077 can't catch a break outside of Keanu Reeves. I mean, really, every time you turn around, someone is pissed off with it. And usually it's social justice people. I'm fairly tired of social justice, to be honest with you. I really am. Because it doesn't make any damn sense. And especially when you're on progressive Twitter. Instead of people just going, Cyberpunk looks great, it's all about virtue signaling, it's all about representation. People are trying to interject their own politics and personal beliefs in a goddamn video game based in a far-off dystopian future. I mean, for God's sakes, they can't do anything without someone being pissed. So NVIDIA shows off 4K images from Cyberpunk 2077. I didn't bother looking. Do you know why? Because I don't want to spoil the game for myself. Somebody decided to zoom in on one of the screen caps, and then they saw something horrible. It was terrible, children. I don't know how this person has survived without any therapy.
That's a penis.
There was an ad with a transgendered woman, and she had a giant robotic penis. It was terrible. Lives were lost that day. It's like a two-sided coin. I'm seeing some people say, oh, it's the transphobes that hate it. But if you go on a website like Rock, Paper, Shotgun, which seems to be very left-leaning, at least the author of this article said, let's pretend that CD Projekt Red didn't already have a history of transphobic tweets. Let's put a pin in that and pretend we can engage with the game itself on our own terms in a vacuum. Yes, the tweets were so transphobic. Like, there won't be a race tweet. Honest to God, they're from what, Norwegia, someplace like that. They're on the other side of the world. Do you expect the people working at CD Projekt Red to know all of American politics? Do you? I know it's Twitter, but frankly, when you're like someone at marketing that has to put out a couple tweets, do you really need to go through a wiki search before you hashtag something trending, for God's sakes? And yes, maybe they could have looked a little deeper, but let's face it, people don't look deeper today. It's instant gratification generation. Let's not pretend. Hell, people come on some of my YouTube channels and tell me to make videos on things I've already done. They didn't bother to look. It's just how things are today. If it isn't immediately in someone's face, they're not going to dig too deep. Ain't nobody got time, baby. Ain't nobody got time for that. I almost got bronchitis. Let's move on. I can imagine that this kind of thing corporations will put in an advert in the year 2077. It is absurdly unrealistic, obviously. If you're into girls with monster dongs, all the power to you. But it's not uncommon for advertisers to embellish. That's arguably their job. Still, while this scans less like a conscious choice and more like someone only understands trans women through the fetish porn, let's roll with it. I don't even see how this fetishizes the transsexual community. I mean, I highly doubt that anyone's going to go back to GameStop and return Cyberpunk 2077 under the grounds that the game lacked a sufficient amount of, and I quote, tranny treats. The issue is that there's nothing about the way it appears framed in the game world that suggests we're supposed to be in on the joke. There's nothing there stopping an audience from taking it at face value. The message, trans women are objects for you to enjoy. It's completely unfiltered. That almost sounds like someone who is displeased with these turn of events. See, the problem is when you try to be hyper-inclusive and hyper-politically correct, you will never satiate that audience. They will always find flaws in you. And that's what video game companies need to learn right now. They need to learn to ignore most of these people and just make a goddamn game. Eurogamer also did a very boring interview with the artist behind the controversial image, where basically the artist said it was meant to make people uncomfortable. I don't know how. I look at this and I don't give three shits. I don't. Oh, whoop-de-doo. It's a transsexual selling me an energy drink. That's where we're headed anyway. I bet you money, 2050, if we're still alive. Hopefully I'm fucking long dead. Mark my words. They'll be like transsexuals selling you energy drinks. Everybody sells you energy drinks. For God's sake, zombie unicorns with G Fuel. Meanwhile, she's like, Bang Energy is cringe. It's a city energy drink. Girl, really? Really, queen? For God's sakes. I mean, there are actually people who are upset with this. The artist behind it gave this quote to Polygon. Personally, for me, this person is sexy.
Do you want a regular vanilla relationship with no kinky fuckery at all?
I like how this person looks. However, this model is used. Their beauty body is used for corporate reasons.
Ah, kinky fuckery.
They are displayed there just as a thing. And that's the terrible part of it. What? I mean, if this is supposed to be some sort of shocking omission, like, oh my God, corporations use attractive people to sell shit. I have news for you, honey. This isn't a dystopian future. That's right now, baby. That's right now. You think people putting The Rock in movies because he's the greatest actor of all time? Hell no. My sister's a better actor. But since he's good looking and fit as fuck, he gets to be in movies. If they wanted a real comedian on Netflix, they'd hire me. But I'm not politically correct. That's not how the world works. I shouldn't even call myself a comedian. But then again, I feel like I'm doing a set every time I turn on this damn microphone. Polygon then talks about the won't be erased garbage again. We've been there, as I said before. Like, everyone who shits on Cyberpunk 2077 for the won't be erased tweet, how up are you on politics in other countries? If the answer is you don't fucking know, you should fuck off. It's just like when Dr. Disrespect got hammered for being in the bathroom and everybody acts like they have a fucking law degree.
And something that absolutely needs to be called out because it was the worst thing that happened to E3 2019. Dr. Disrespect goes inside of a fucking public bathroom and thinks it's funny to film people pissing without their permission, breaking California privacy laws, getting banned from Twitch, and getting his E3 pass revoked. What a boneheaded, dumb fuck thing to possibly fucking do to get attention for yourself, especially when you're a streamer.
Oh, this is illegal in the state of California. He should go to jail. Oh, shut up. You don't know. You didn't know that. I don't know that. Good God. Everybody act like they know something. If you lost your damn phone and access to Google, you barely know how to tie your own damn shoes. Most of you millennial motherfuckers. I'm trying to go west. Look where the sun's pointed, you idiot. I don't understand. The sun sets on the west, you stupid bastard. And I quote, I would say it was never an intention to offend anyone. However, with the image of the over-sexualized person, we did want to show how over-sexualization of people is bad, and that's it. The over-sexualization of people is bad. Yeah, tell that to Instagram. That's the whole business model of Instagram. That's why every cute chick I know wants to either be an Instagram model or on Twitch, because they know if they're cute enough, they can make crazy money. Oh, okay. Oh my God. Self-gratifying time in history. We're gonna make a political statement about how things based on people's looks are bad. Oh, shut up. That's how the world goes around. My God, birds won't even fuck if they don't find each other attractive. You aren't telling the birds to clean up their act. Some people are saying that this whole Cyberpunk ad right there is using trans people to fetish size them and shit. And I'm sitting there like, I thought this is what the LGBTQ on Twitter wanted. I thought they wanted trans characters. There you go. It's a trans woman and people are still mad. Oh, now it's fetishized. Oh, no. Oh, well, fuck off. My God, you can't please them. I sent CD Projekt Red a tweet. I said, don't pay anybody any attention. This is art. If you're making art, it's going to piss off people. Remember, there was a time where there were old ladies trying to run into the museums to throw like shirts on the Statue of David to cover his dick. Like, for real, they're just people who got nothing better to do. I mean, for God's sakes, you can even see trans people making tweets on Twitter against Cyberpunk's 2077 because the box art is this. This looks like the most shitty, bland, and regressive game I've seen in years. Imagine thinking a cyberpunk future and all you came up with is a scruffy white guy with a gun. This is a game for people who think looking like this is cool. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? That's just a generic character, kind of like Commander Shepard was the generic character. Once the game started, you can customize your character. CD Projekt Red is twisting itself into shapes to make people happy. They are literally working on trying to make non-binary characters and give you the ability to be transsexuals, and they're saying it's hard to program and do. And still, progressive Twitter isn't happy. They're literally busting their ass to make you happy, and still they're mad. What the fuck? Maybe CD Projekt Red should just tell them to eat a dick. You know, for God's sakes, because if this is bothering them, they're not going to buy the game. And even if they do, they'll come across something that they'll find offensive. They'll take screen caps. They'll put it on the internet. They'll scream and cry. Polygon and Kotaku will come in and go, oh my God, look at all of this misogyny. Anita Sarkeesian will come out of the goddamn hole in the ground like Golem looking for a handout. I mean, she's already thrown her hat in the ring by sending CD Projekt Red some tweets saying that she's available for consultation. Please go away, Anita Sarkeesian. I see your consultation at Anthem did them some good, didn't it? Look what happened to the damn game. It's dead. My God. Me and Ziltex were going to play it as a goof till we saw it still carried a $30 price tag, and we said, the hell with that. We're not giving you $30 to make fun of you. Oh, God. I'm like all over the place because I've seen some dumb shit as of late. I'm going to be real with you on Twitter. And I made the mistake of deleting most of what I was working on. To end my rant, hopefully this is under 10 minutes, there was also a short period of time where Sunshine on Twitter was then perpetuating that Cyberpunk 2077 was racist. It's not surprising. Remember when The Witcher came out and all of those game media outlets were running the thing like The Witcher's racist because there's really no black people. I'm like, aren't they like in some sort of Norwegian area or some crap? Of course there's no black people. I'm still to this month, I don't understand how the hell Black History Month is in February and black people hate fucking cold weather. And let's get back to it. Sunshine then says, well, since Cyberpunk 2077 can't shut the fuck up, I'll give you some confirmed details. Uh-oh, spill that tea, mama.
Drag her, slay her, sipping on that true tea, hunty. Gag.
In the demo, you fight not one, but two gangs of black people. Sounds like my childhood, Stu. One of Haitians called the Voodoo Boys. One of people obsessed with juice called the Animals. Listen, I'm gonna tell you, you don't want to fuck with Haitians. So Haitian gangs does not surprise me. But then again, I think the childhood I had is totally different than the people complaining on Twitter. It's like, what, you never seen a Haitian gang before? You never seen the Chinese Mafia? The Chinese Mafia is real in New York, by the way, and they're fantastic. Take it from me. They're good people. Fucking with them. In the demo, you brutally massacre a load of black people in a hail of blood and bullets. It's actually disgusting. It's a white supremacist fantasy come to life. It's completely and utterly horrible. But what if your character that you make is black? And then what is it? 50 Cent's movie, Get Rich or Die Trying? He's too funny. It's the most absolutely vile thing I've ever had the displeasure of witnessing. Try living in East LA and being in a gunfight where black people are shooting each other and you in the mix. When it's on a screen, it's a whole lot less jarring, little baby. I'm gonna tell you, Sunshine, you haven't lived yet. Good God. The kids today, they got no dicks. Surprisingly, the creator of Cyberpunk 2077, the co-creator for 2020, the creator of Cyberpunk is actually a black guy.
Oh my.
When this news came to light, and they did a little video of him, they called him a fucking Uncle Tom. Good God almighty. It's like, oh, it's these white supremacists. A black guy created it. He's a fucking Uncle Tom. Sunshine, after realizing the big oopsie he or she made, because I have no clue, I still don't trust this company to do race and gender stuff right. Oh boy. God damn it. It's a gender war. And a lot of that might be due to personal bias. But it isn't my place to make statements for POC. I don't know what that is. And that was a really fucked up and classic white person thing to do, so yeah. I like to make a sincere apology for making such a radical statement about Cyberpunk 2077 without consulting the marginalized voices first. It was cool of me to do that without more input, and wasn't cool of me to act so inflammatory. My God. This is what happens when the kids grow up without any real struggles. I had a childhood that you could put in a movie, and at the time I hated it, but now I look back at it and think, thank God all that wild shit happened to me. Because I could look at stuff like this and go, so what? My God, it's a video game. The creator of Cyberpunk isn't an Uncle Tom, for God's sakes. If the theme of Cyberpunk is to not save humanity, but yourself, I muse, why is CD Projekt Red bending itself into shapes to appease so many people who probably won't buy the game anyway? I would say that art, much like comedy, is not meant to be safe. It is not meant to be politically correct. It is supposed to challenge you, inspire you, or even shock you, force you to view things that you would normally avert your eyes from, to think about things you normally would ignore. I would hope CD Projekt Red takes something like that to heart, rather than bending over backwards. I believe there was once a phrase, it was English in origin, a camel is a horse made by committee.